I've been fortunate enough to travel really all over the world with my past career as a professional fisherman, and literally went around the world. You know, Venezuela, St. Thomas, all through the Caribbean, Costa Rica, Panama, Bermuda, up and down the East Coast. It was a job that took me a lot of different places, and I always end up coming back home. South Carolina is my home. Lowcountry runs through my blood. I don't know what it is, I can't live without it. So to have the opportunity to come home and start a business, still doing something that I love, being on the water, it was once in a lifetime opportunity that I couldn't let slip by.
What you got?
Oh, got some new oysters for you.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, I want a snack. Try this one. Cup size is nice.
Yeah, these are the ones that make the grade.
Yeah, and those little ones underneath, what do you got going with those?
Yeah, these are all the ones we're gonna put back out once we get them bagged back up and bring them to you in a few more months.
You know, I grew up down here. It's playing in the marsh and swimming in the marsh with my buddies as a kid. I worship the sea and the salt and, you know, the marshes and anything that comes out of there. It's, you know, it's in the DNA and the food here. To be able to put that on a menu now and represent South Carolina, I think it's, you know, it's a duty.
It's a really good product. You know, it's nothing that I'm doing or anybody else is doing. You know, we're just doing our jobs, but the area in which we grow them is just pristine. It doesn't get any better, you know, so it's working with the land and with what Mother Nature provides. Everything comes together in a perfect way here.
You know, I feed a lot of people that are vacationing here, and it makes me proud to tell them that, you know, these were grown here in South Carolina, and they're 20 minutes away, or you drove right by their farm on the way to get here. You know, when you visit South Carolina, you're not only visiting, you know, a beach resort or a golf resort, you're visiting their farms, and you're visiting our farms. See, I'm looking for easy to open, cup size, flavor.
Oh yeah.
Salty, yummy.
That's a fine oyster if I say so
That
myself.
is a fine oyster. You did very good with that.
We can control the depth of the cup and everything, which is why these end up being the way they are with such a deep cup, by running it through all of our machinery here. That's what everyone wants. That 3-inch cocktail size oyster to go to the raw bar and get a dozen or half dozen or whatever. And this one's got a pea crab in it.
Are those edible too?
They are.
Nice.
They are.
What kind of crab is that?
It's called a pea crab. And they are a sign of a very healthy estuary where the oysters are grown. Growing oysters here in the Lowcountry is very unique. The water is super salty. We have very high salinity, but we also have marsh grass, which a lot of states don't have. The ecosystem here traps a lot of unbelievable nutrients and flavor and salt in this marsh grass in which we grow our oysters next to. So inherently it tastes exactly like you would think, just pure salty goodness.
It just tastes like salt water. That's delicious.
It's good, right?
It's so good. So good. I'd like to have one from up north and one from down here.
Sure.
To give people the difference. You know, the cold water oysters are always so much more delicate. And this, you know, you taste the salt, you taste a little cucumber, a little melon in there, and it's fantastic. And the cold water ones don't really have that kind of like, you know, I guess it's just being Southerners, punch you in the face,
yeah.
You know, with flavor.
Well, that's what they say about the pluff mud, man. It's the glue that holds the world together.
Yeah.
That's where all the flavor comes from.
Absolutely. sea beans from Heron Farms, some cucumber. Gonna do a little mignonette with that, and then just put the tiniest little dollop of caviar right on top.
Nice.
Yeah.
It'd be delicious.
It's like kissing a mermaid.
Yeah.
It really is, you know.
You talked me into it.
Yep, another crab. A little bit of vegetal flavor, briny, salty, crunchy. The vinegar just kind of cleans everything up. And this is just a bright, fun little dish. Cup size is nice, they're nice and clean. Oh, outstanding, they're gonna look great. You know, having these Lowcountry cups on the menu all the time, I think is gonna be fantastic. Trey and his staff are meticulous and just clean them up really well and give us these beautiful, you know, uniform, lovely oysters that have a great briny flavor. I'm a firm believer of get really good products and don't mess them up. So there was no cooking involved in this dish. A little bit of chopping and a little bit of seasoning. That's it. Classically, it's shallots, vinegar, and black pepper. The sea beans are gonna add that extra brininess and add a little crunch. I'm gonna dice these up real good and small. So when they're in the wild, the sea beans grow in the marsh. Marsh has high tide and low tide, so that salt water comes in, salt water goes out, salt water dries up. These plants absorb it. It tastes just like the marsh. That's good. I love shallots with just a little bit of onion flavor. Adds crunch. It's a cross between like onion and garlic and just yum. Just kind of rounds everything out. I'm gonna add my vinegar and I think we will be good to go. When you add vinegar or like a mignonette to an oyster, it takes away some of the salinity through the acid. So we're kind of taking it away and putting it back at the same time. And these oysters have kind of a melony, cucumbery flavor, so it's just gonna really pair well with it. People explore Charleston and then come out and see us because we are a vital part of the community. We're part of the landscape here. Kiwa's been setting the standards for service and luxury and just a very refined resort for years. It's great just driving out here. I pass a lot of the farms that I use on a daily basis, and sometimes I see them out there tending to their fields. I'll give them a wave or a honk. Caviar just adds that extra bit of elegance to the dish. You know, oysters on the half shell, local sea beans, local oysters, you know, nice bright mignonette, just a nice, clean celebration of things that are grown around here. Local is better. So the Certified South Carolina program really helps out the farmer down the road. It tastes better. It hasn't traveled such a long way. And I think my goal through the program is to, you know, maybe inspire people to go out and visit their farmers markets and sign up for a CSA so they can feed their families, feed them locally, and just good quality ingredients.
Being South Carolina certified it's not only representing our company, but it's representing our state and everybody that's in it that enjoys eating local seafood. That's the whole name of the game, is keeping it local.
I'd love to invite you to come to the Atlantic Room at the Ocean Course on Kiawah Island and discover South Carolina through just a dish of raw oysters, sea beans, and caviar. I'm Chef John Ondo. I'm a native of South Carolina, and I'm proud to be a South Carolina Chef Ambassador.